right, girls. Well, we rehearsed.
To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box. To the left, in the closet. That's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, say, don't touch.
Girl, we sound mad good.
What's good, what's popping, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Lelona, and thank you so much for tuning into yet another episode of Everything Lelona, where we talk about everything and anything. Yeah. Now, if you are new here, welcome, baby. I really hope that you'll enjoy this video that will make you hit the little subscribe button somewhere over here. And if you are a regular subscriber, a gang, say you want what's good, what's up, what is it? Yeah. I really hope that you are well and that you are taking care of yourself. Okay, so we're back with a brand new video, a brand new story time, and this story time comes after the previous story time where you guys kept on asking Ukuba, can't you show me what happened between you and Mr. Picnic? And I said, you know what, let me actually tell the story because I brought Mr. Picnic to you guys, and it's unfair for me now to sit here and not tell you what transpired because clearly things aren't there anymore. There's no more Mr. Picnic in my life, so I need to tell you guys what happened there, right? So if you are interested and excited for this story time, please make sure that you give it a huge thumbs up, you comment down below, you subscribe to my channel, you share my video, you super thanks me, you do the absolute most, point blank, period. Now, without wasting anyone's time, let's get into this video. So for the purpose of this video, we are going to continue with the tradition and call this man Mr. Picnic, right? So I would either refer to him as Mr. Picnic or Picnic. So I met him in the year 2021. At the time, Disasale Marshalltown, right? And he also lived in Marshalltown. So how him and I met, we met on a dating app. Nah? That's if I'm not mistaken. It's either on a dating app or on Instagram. I'm not really sure of the platform that him and I started chatting on. But I think it was on Tinder because we were in the same vicinity. So Tinder must have told us, Ukuti, this person is literally a street away because he lived like a street away from where I lived, right? Sharp. So we start chatting online and the common consensus here is that we like what we see and we would like to explore what this could be. So both of us are going into this with the intention, Yokuba, let's date, let's get to know each other, let's see if a possible relationship can be something that will happen between you and I, right? So eventually we exchange numbers with each other, we start calling each other, we start WhatsApping each other and like texting each other. Now, like I said, Disasale Marshalltown on Main Street, and this guy lived like a street away from where I lived. Yeah, bo? So after chatting for a while, it's inevitable in Dobana, let's meet, right? Here, Mr. Picnic and I ask a plenty date, right? We are still talking about going on a date. He's still asking me, what is my favorite restaurant? He's still asking me, what do you like to eat? What do you like to drink? What is your favorite color? And I'm like, just take me out. Let's sit face to face and talk and have this conversation with each other face to face. That never happened, right? So what had happened was one time during the night, I was online on WhatsApp and he sent me a text. He was like, hey. And I immediately responded. And I'm sure the time was like 11, right? Him and I haven't met yet face to face. We have only just been talking and video calling each other. Yet we live a street away from each other. Remember? We haven't seen each other. So this one night, and text late at night, 11 p.m. in the evening, kumnyama, everyone is sleeping. says, hey, I respond immediately. I'm like, hey, yeah, he's like, oh, you're up. I'm like, yeah, I'm up. Then he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, I'm just laying on my bed. I'm watching some stuff on my laptop and I'm hoping to fall asleep. And he's like, I can't sleep. I'd love to cuddle. And then he comes with a proposition. Yokuba, would you like to come over for some cuddles? And now, guys, you guys know me. Now, you are not going to ask me for cuddles and not get them for me. You are not going to ask me for cuddles and not get them from me. You are definitely going to get cuddles, my brother, because I also want those cuddles and perhaps something more than those cuddles, right? So I agree to coming over. And if I agree to coming over to where this guy lives, because I already know his apartment building where he lives, and like I said, it's a street away from where I stay. So I went over. He met me downstairs. We went into his apartment, and the very first day him and I laid eyes on each other, we eventually had purnyaks, right? We eventually slept with each other and we babsed. Now, like I said, we haven't gone on a date yet. This is our first time seeing each other. And let me describe him. But for you guys that have seen the content, you might figure out how this person looks, right? He is light-skinned, beautiful, gorgeous face. He's very, very handsome, by the way. Mr. Picnic is very handsome. He's a very handsome guy, tiny. His body, he's smaller than me. Yeah, bro. And you guys know that I don't usually go for guys that are smaller than me. But with him, I was like, I like. Yeah, bro. I was like, I like. So I didn't mind that he was smaller than me, but he was taller, but he was slimmer than me. And when I got to his place, we had a bit of a chat. Yeah, bro. We talked and we're like, oh, it's so good to eventually see each other face to face and in person. And we complimented each other. And then obviously we went into bed and we cuddled. And one thing about cuddles, they will lead to purinyaks. So that's what happened. We slept together. Now again, we in the morning, after I woke up, I went to my place. From my place, I went to work. Now we continue with our chats. We continue talking to each other. We continue giving each other calls, video calling, and whatnot. And I'm sure during that week, we slept with each other every day of that week. After we slept with each other for the first time, the entire week we were sleeping next to each other. If it wasn't him who was like texting on some, are you up? It was me who was like, yo, what's up? Yeah, bro. And that was only happening at night. So we would like text each other about 12, Fukuba, are you up? Or ngaboma 11, are you still awake? Or ngaboma 10, Ukuba, do you wanna come through? Nothing. Like, hey, guys, to show Ukuba now we were low-key each other's booty calls is that we never invited each other like for simple thing as supper. Come over for supper. Fika ngo 7. It was always izinto zasebusuku. Uba fika ngaboma 11, fika ngaboma 10, and I'm thinking to myself, as much as imnandi le nqanqazi, but it's not for me, son. Yabona le into yenzakayo apha is just not for me. I'm sure this continued for over a month, where him and I were like just texting each other in the evenings and we were just babsing and nothing more, nothing less, right? So let me describe this guy's personality. He's someone who's very, very reserved, very shy, and he's not one to akapapi njengam. I'm very loud, I'm very bubbly, I'm very out there, and he's very drawn to himself, and he's very reserved. I think that's the best way to describe him, shy and reserved. However, after seeing his social media, I'm like, we are papa when you are with your friends, and I think that's to be expected with anyone when you are with your friends, you are literally your most authentic self. You come out of your shell if you are in a shell, and you are more extroverted when you are with friends than when you are with random strangers or like colleagues or something like that. So I saw his social media and I saw that, oh, he's someone with a personality, but when he's with me, he's very reserved, but the personality is still there, right? So I low-key like that because we balanced each other. I am hyper, I'm energetic, and he's mellow and reserved, yeah? So I low-key like that. However, I kept on pushing into Yokuba. Why are we just texting each other at night? It's giving booty call. It's giving, let's just smash and no strings attached type of vibe, right? And Umfana would always reassure me that I really like you, I want to be with you, I want to see how things go, I want to be your man, I want you to be my man's as well. So, and I believed him. I believed him, but the actions weren't matching what was being said. So months went on and I just wasn't satisfied and fulfilled with what was happening between him and I, because to me, again, like I said, it was giving booty call, nothing more, nothing less. Now there were other people who were like hollering at your boy, and I was like, should I give these other people a chance? And maybe these are my soulmates. Maybe this is where my pakate is going to come from, because he's definitely not doing what he's supposed to be doing. So I low-key entertained other people, and then things between him and I fizzled out, right? And I'm sure for like a year. After that, we still had each other on social media. We still had each other's numbers. We would have conversations here and there every now and then, but him and I weren't hooking up anymore, right? I'm sure after, say, a year, sometime in 2022, we started talking again and revisiting the idea of perhaps doing something with each other. That did not even last. That one did not even last. I'm sure it lasted for like a week, and we went back to Lando Indala of just texting each other at night, come over for cuddles, nothing more, nothing less. And I said, this is exactly what happened the last time, and I don't want to do this. So I kept quiet, and he kept quiet, and we kept it moving, and we lived our lives, right? Now, let's fast forward to this year. Last year, 2024. So sometime last year in late August. So sometime last year, it had been years since him and I had actually said a thing to each other. It had been years since him and I had actually seen each other. It had been years since him and I had been with each other, right? So the last time him and I tried anything was sometime 2022, and now it's 2024, right? Sharp. So sometime June, man, I think July, when it was cold, that's when he started texting me again, like, hey, I miss you, do you wanna come through for cuddles? I was like, like in my head, I'm like, are you coming back with the same thing again? Do you want to come through for cuddles? I'm like, so I would ignore his messages. I would read his messages, but I wouldn't answer. It's either I wouldn't answer him, or I would be like, oh, okay, cool, and just not show up, because you cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That is literally the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? Sharp. So from like June, he started pursuing me. He started coming back, like talking to me, responding to my statuses. He started engaging with stuff on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is him trying again, and maybe he wants to try again. Guys, I liked this guy. I really liked him. Picnic was someone that had a very gentle spirit, and I felt like him and I complemented each other. I think even now, I still do think that besides everything else, we would be good for each other. But, so, June, July, August, umfana is trying to pursue me. And I was just not about it, because you are not coming with anything different. You're still coming with the same old tactics. So come over, come sleep over, come let's cuddle, come let's bored. Yeah, but up until one day he says to me, hey, I remember, guys, do you guys remember when we had it called Frantkazi sometime in September? It was raining, it was cold for a couple of weeks in September. So, or for a couple of weeks in August leading to September, right? So, he texted me on a Friday and asked, can we meet up? Can I take you out for coffee tomorrow? And tomorrow was gonna be a Saturday. So I said, okay, cool, we can do coffee. And I was prepared to go for that date, because it's a date where we were going to be outside, we were going to be sitting down and having a conversation. Perhaps we'll touch on why things between him and I did not work. And perhaps if we want, let's strategize now and see what the way forward was. Yeah, boy? So the Saturday comes and it was raining. It was so cold. I said to him, if we go on this coffee date, Sabesia Foster, because it's raining and it's cold, can we move it to tomorrow, Sunday? Sharp. So he agrees. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we continued talking that whole day on Saturday, like just way to keeping each other in the loop about where we were and whatnot. Sharp. Sunday arrives and he's like, send me a location, location yako as to where you are, because I'd already moved from Marshalltown and I was here. Yeah, bo? So I sent him my location. He got my location, and Yani, he called me when he was downstairs. I went down, I saw him parked outside, I got into the car, and the first thing we did was kiss. Right? We are just where the water has stopped before, the water will surely stop. Because why did my first instinct, my initial instinct was give him a lamza, and I gave him a lamza. I'm like, yeah, well, kissed him like, hi, babe. What about me? So we went on a date in Melrose Arch, right? Went to Melrose Arch and we had lunch there. So at the date, that's when now we're going to table out everything. So he says to me, why did you ghost me? Why did you stop talking to me? What happened? Yabo? I tell him, Kuba, number one, we started treating each other. One thing I hate doing when I'm having a conversation is to be accusatory of like towards someone. I don't want to accuse you. I don't want to tell you, Bana, you did this, you did that. But I will tell you how what happened made me feel. Yeah, bro? So I told him that to me, it felt like you were using me as a booty call. You never were seen with me in public during the day. You never took me out on a date. You never initiated anything. I spoke about going on dates with you, yet none of those things happened. Yeah, bro? And to me, it just felt like you just wanted bums and you just wanted ass. That's all you wanted from me. And to protect myself, because now I am someone with feelings and emotions, and when someone is showing affection towards me, I am going to start having visions of what might happen and what might be or what might manifest between you and I. And so the more we slept with each other, the more I started feeling like I wanted more. Yeah, bro? And you were not able to give me more at the time. We spoke about a whole lot of things. We tabled out his mental health issues, and those are things that I was aware about when I was still seeing him back then, right? So he's told me about his insomnia and what leads to his insomnia, basically alluding to mental health issues, right? Which I'm not going to get into because it's not my story. So there's certain things I knew that he was going through, but I did not think, in my heart of hearts, I never thought that those things would be a hindrance in him and I exploring a relationship. So he says his version of the story and his side of the story as to why he could not be what I wanted at the time, right? Sharp. So now we have spoken about how things went wrong, né? And we were like, so where to from here? And he's like, listen, I want to give this one more try. For as long as I've known you, I've been in love with you. I've always wanted to be with you, and I want to give this one more try. So I tell him, right? So again, remember we've spoken about our expectations of each other and what we would like to see happen in this relationship. I told him, like, I love someone who gives me attention. I love someone where we have constant and open communication. Ndiyamthanda na umntu who shows me that they are thinking about me, and that's what I want in a partner. So he knew all of my expectations and what I expected of him. Yeah, well, so we start dating now. We start going on dates, and things are cute. I'm like, this is actually cute. Yeah, well, he starts initiating a lot of things, and I'm like, it's giving husband. It's giving husband. Now, this guy, like I said, he used to live in Marshalltown, right? So he told me that he had moved from Marshalltown and bought an apartment in Midrand. So now he was living in Midrand, and we have been going out with each other for like close to a month now, because we started dating at the beginning of September last year. And then I remember the first time I went to his place was the day before I left for a vacation with my friends, which was at the beginning of October. So we had been dating and going on dates, but we haven't been physical with each other since we've started. And I thought to myself, this is how things were supposed to happen before, because before we started with the last things first and the first things last. With Tina, before Tina, we went for the bedroom before going for the date. You understand? We went for the bedroom and for the nanas before we actually sat down and got to know each other. So now we were getting to know each other all over again. And it was so beautiful to see. I was in love. I caught feelings, and I already envisioned him being my husband. And I'm like, that's my man. That is my man's. Sharp. So now it is October, and I am leaving. I'm going on a vacation for a week with my friends, and obviously this is something I've communicated with him. And I'm like, oh, by the way, Nzabendi, I'm gonna catch a flight or Artam. So the week leading to a vacation, obviously we are having a conversation, or conversations we talk every day, right? So I tell him that if flight yam is on this day at this time or Artam. And I'm thinking, would it be wise for me to go from my place and go to the airport? Or is it better if I am in Midrand and I go from Midrand to the airport? Yeah, well, so he's like, I think it would be better for you to come and sleep over here the day before you guys leave for a vacation here, you know? And I'm like, I think so too, yes. I think it makes sense. It makes financial sense. That time, all I want is to be with this man in the same mattress so that we can do this. All I want is this, because it's been a while. Child, it had been a while. And I'm like, I low-key miss being affectionate, and I low-key miss being physical with this guy, because one thing about him, he knew exactly what he was doing under the sheets. Okay, so Nyani, that day, I'm not sure if it was, I think it was a Thursday. We were leaving on a Friday. I'm not too sure about the days of the week, but I had gone to work, and when I knocked off, I went to like get him, because he had told me that he's in a new house, right? So I went to get him a pot plant. I got him like a bottle of wine, because that was going to be my housewarming gift to this guy. Nyanike, I get home, I change, and I got into an Uber around 7 in the evening, and then I went to Midrand. Now I get to his place, and when I got to his place, he's got a stunning apartment. Beautiful apartment. So I get in there. I didn't know because because I'm thinking about, oh, this is gonna be mine and my man's place. Beautiful place in Midrand. I'm gonna be a regular in Midrand. My friends are in Midrand, so it's gonna be a nice time, yeah, bro. It's gonna be a nice time. Guys, one thing about me, the delusional. I will start making plans for the future, even for on the first date. One thing about me, I will make plans and mind plans here, and plan ubana in 7 years from now. That time, doesn't even like me, but I started making plans ubana, oh, okay, I'm gonna decorate like this in this house. Guys, when I tell you, do not be like me, because I'm delusional. I am delusional as fuck. Yeah, well? So we had a beautiful evening together. We were watching irrelated TV the entire night. We were having wine, and eventually we went to bed, and it was just like how I remembered it. Beautiful, sensual, sexy, seductive, everything you can think of and everything you will desire when you go here was happening that evening. Guys, I was even vlogging. I remember even the following day, we even went to get our haircut. He was cutting his hair. I was trimming my beard. We went to the barber together, and it was giving couple goals. I'm like, this is what I've been wanting from you all along, right? I left and I went on my vacation. Yeah, him and I were talking every day, but we weren't constantly talking because I was with my friends. I wanted to enjoy my vacation, and now I didn't want to like bombard him, constantly updating him about what's going on, because I'm on a vacation with friends. Yeah, boy? So after that meeting, and when I went to see him and left for the vacation, when I came back and I've been gone for a week, right? And before that week, everything was fine. We were communicating like experts. We were communicating every single day. Literally, we were updating each other every single time. And we had that disruption for that 1 week. Then when I came back, things felt different. He was no longer forthcoming with like information. He wasn't talking to me as much as he used to. He wasn't initiating conversations with me. He would talk as long as I was initiating those conversations. Then I got the campaign Yemila, right? And that campaign Yemila, there was one of the requirements with deliverables was that I need to showcase Yemila in a social setting. Either I'm out and about with friends or whatever. And I thought to myself, what can I do, right, for this campaign? What is it that I can do for this campaign? Again, none of my friends live close or remotely close to where I live. So for me to get my friends to come here and then we shoot this campaign is I was like, I don't want to do that. But I am dating a guy and I haven't seen him in a while. So why don't I organize a picnic for us? Yeah, bro. I'm like, why don't I organize a picnic for us? It's going to serve as a date and also a way for me to film and get my content. Yeah, bon? So I tell him this idea and he's like, yes baby, yes. And I miss you so much. And I'm like, I miss you too, that's why I want to do this. Yeah, bon? We went on this day. We went on this picnic. Went on a picnic, and during the picnic, he, like I said, akangomntu who likes to talk, right? It was just him and I. There's no TV, there's no entertainment. I did have a speaker for music. However, there was nothing to entertain us but us just sitting together and having conversations. So we did what we did. We worked, we shot our content, and we got the content in. Now it's time for us to actually enjoy this day and this date. Guys, it felt like I was extracting teeth. You know when you be like, oh my gosh, I like this thing. No. I remember when I I don't know how to put it, but he would not. I would ask him something, he would just answer that and keep quiet. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I need to come with another question. Like, small things like, oh, do you enjoy this? He's like, yes, I do. Why aren't you asking me if I'm enjoying it? Yeah, bro. So it felt like I was talking to a wall. It felt like I was talking to like someone who didn't want to be there. So I started feeling, I don't know how I started feeling, but I started feeling otherwise. I'm like, there's absolutely no way a man that is into me is going to find it hard to have a conversation or to hold a conversation with me. I'm not someone who's hard to talk to. I'm not someone who's closed off and talking to me is like talking to a brick wall. I am not like that. One thing about me, you give me energy, I give you energy back. Yeah, bro. So to me it just felt like I was extracting teeth. It felt like a very difficult task to just sit there and have a conversation with this man. So I'm like, I don't know what has changed. And then that date ended. I came home and I was literally pondering the entire night. I'm like, what is different between the first time we started this and now? What has changed? Because I definitely haven't changed. I am still here. I am still open to the idea of being with this guy. But what has changed? Yeah, mom? Hey guys, days went past and I noticed that he doesn't talk to me if I don't talk to him. If I wake up in the morning and decide to not say good morning, he is not going to say good morning to me. Up until I then start the conversation. Good morning, how are you? How did you sleep? How's your morning going? Are you at work? Unless I do that, it's not going to happen. I started telling my colleagues about it. I'm not sure anymore about Mr. Picnic because Mr. Picnic doesn't seem to think about me, right? If I am not initiating conversations, he doesn't do anything. He keeps quiet and lives his life. He views my statuses, sees me active, and just continues with his life without actually talking to me. And then I would keep quiet for a day and see if he's going to talk to me. He wouldn't. Then one day, shushu day, I decided, you haven't been talking to me, right? I've been talking to you and initiating conversation. You know when you even ask someone, how are you? He says, I'm fine. Why aren't you asking me how I am? Why aren't you asking me how I'm doing? Don't you care? Yeah, bro? So one day we were talking, and then I asked a question, he just answered and kept quiet. I kept quiet. Kuba, we are still quiet till today. Because that guy, I decided, let me see how long we can go without him initiating a conversation. We went till the year ended. January is about to end now. Him and I don't talk as often. Instead, I started feeling bad about how things ended between him and I started testing the waters on Instagram, and if I see something funny, I'd send it to him and he would respond. And I'm thinking to myself, can't you respond? So why aren't you talking to me? So that's how things unfolded between Mr. Picnic and I. Things were good when they were good, and then I realized that I don't think he's as into me as I am into him. Or this guy. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that whenever we would have conversations, I'm like, how are you doing? I remember on Twitter, I even said, oh, this guy always has problems. And it's not problems that I needed to fix, but I always have to listen to his problem. Like, oh, I'm not feeling well. My body is done. Every day, I must be listening to problems. And I'm like, this is not for me. This one right here is not my portion. I don't want to be, and we are bored, man, guys, who constantly is not feeling well. I couldn't sleep, insomnia, mental health, every day is like mental health. Who are guys? I'm not insensitive or anything, but we like, okay. I'm joining the mental health kaloku. I'm joining the now. So I can't be the only one who needs to show care. It must be reciprocated, and when it's not working. So that's how things happened. That's how things ended between him and I. We never had a conversation. Like I said in my previous video, my toxic trait is just to leave things in the air. And that's how things ended between him and I. So right now, the only form of communication that we have is sending memes on Instagram between each other. And that's it. No relationship, no I miss you, no I love you, no how are you doing, how's the year going, nothing. We only send each other memes on Instagram, and that is the story. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, share my videos. Super thanks me do the absolute most. So I don't know what question I'm going to be asking you guys this week or in this video, but do you guys think that there's anything I can do, or there's anything I could have done or should have done to make sure that him and I don't go the route that we had gone? What is it that I should have done? You guys tell me that in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.